everybody, and welcome back to the Hilltop Pillbox here in Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. And it's been a while. Yes, it's been about a month since I've had anything out on the channel, a little over a month. And I apologize for that. But hey, I was in Europe on my 25th wedding anniversary.
How proud you must be.
So we had a great time over there. We were in Scotland, we were in Edinburgh, and then went up to Inverness, of course, to get a glimpse of Nessie.
Last week, Japanese scientists placed explosive detonators at the bottom of Lake Loch Ness to blow Nessie out of the water.
And then down to London. Had a fabulous time in London. Probably walked about 20K when we were there in 3 days, just kind of walking around and seeing the sights. It only rained on us on one day for the afternoon, so that was pretty good. And then we were in France.
What is it, Lisa? Do you see a Burger King?
We're at Rue de Lombard, home of the three most famous jazz clubs in Paris. What do you think, Dad?
Just pull a rope, please.
For about 9 or 10 days and just had an amazing time there. So I'll be doing a video, show you some of the highlights of that in the near future. But for today, I just wanted to do a quick shout out to the people who have supported the Hilltop Pillbox. And while that could run into 10, 12 hours, just with all the amazing things people have done for me here at the Hilltop Pillbox, I'm going to highlight those who have sent physical things or gifted physical things to me in the gaming world, right? In this great hobby that we have. And I know that many of us do these things, right? We see a need, so we send something, and nobody really wants recognition. That's not why we do things. But today you're going to get some, those of you who have helped out. Now, the fear is always that you're going to forget somebody. If perchance, you gifted me something a couple of years ago and I don't mention you, heartfelt apology. Obviously not my intention to exclude anyone from this list. And some of the stuff I'm going to show some of the things you've gifted, but not everything. But you're going to get on the score sheet anyway. And then what I'm going to do, folks, is many of these people have YouTube channels, and I really would like you to head over there and support them. Now, 2 of them have more subs than I do, so you're likely already subbed to them, but the rest of them do not. And they could really use your support because they put out good stuff, and it's entertaining, and it's informative, and it's encouraging. And so why not get over there and let those people know that you know what they're doing and you appreciate what they're doing. That's the biggest part. Because when we feel like we're doing something people appreciate, we'll keep doing it. All right, without any further ado, we're going to look at my wonderful attempts at doing any sort of upgrades on units. So we'll start with my carrier. Yes, you know how people make carriers and they'll drill holes in the back, put magnets in there, or maybe put magnets on top and paint them nice and maybe recess them a little bit. Not the Hilltop Pillbox, because I suck at arts and crafts. So I went and bought some magnetic tape. Oddly enough, I did this on the day that my wife and I were detained. Well, not detained, but basically kicked out of my own country because I didn't have a COVID test done. So down in Bellingham, I picked up a couple rolls of that stuff. And look at that, it works. Works amazingly well. Right? Woohoo! So, yeah, it's cheap. Doesn't look very good. But boy, it works. So, we're happy with that. We're going to stick with it. And, yeah. Look at that. And it was cheap. I think this was like $6, $8, something like that. US, of course. So, that's like 300 Canadian. Over here, the same day, I had picked up a bunch of glue dots. And they come on a roll like tape, and just every inch or so there's a dot of glue. And so you just take your little militia guy and you stick them on the dot, pull it up, and then you stick it on to the militia token, and boom, there it is. I was actually scared to do this, and I'll tell you why. Because you never know what country is going to need some militia, and I didn't want to run out of militia. But I tell you what, I ordered, oh boy, I think I've got well over 100 of these little yellow discs now, so I figured, why not? Let's get some militia. And boy, I love it. I love it, because you can just pick these things up, and you don't have to fiddle around with falling off a thing. It's perfect. So if you ever want to do this and you don't like messing around with glue dots, your friend and mine. Here we have from Historical Board Gaming. Actually, most of this is from Historical Board Gaming. But here's their little convoy disruption markers. Now, typically it's just a little blue boat and the platform. And whoops, not a very good job of filming. The blue boat and the platform, and then there's a little hole that you have a little post that sticks in the hole, and there you go. So I just glued that in, and then from Litco Acrylics, got the little flame thing going on there, and glued it on the side. So that's probably the highlight of my ability to, or inability, to customize pieces. I'll be showing you much nicer stuff shortly. When you play 36, you have different versions of boats, and so different versions of battleships, and so I made a fast battleship by putting a couple of red stripes on it with paint. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that should inspire you to take art classes. And then, of course, here's my spray-painted Turks that you saw in the last iteration of Global War 36. And they actually turned out all right. I kind of like those. I like that color. Looks really good for Turkey. All right, but that's my customizations, and I'll show you some much better ones shortly. But right now, we're just going to jump right into it. We're going to go quickly because I know these guys don't like anyone gushing, so we're going to just do this one step at a time. First guy is going to be my friend Triple Crown. He lives out in Vancouver. I've actually met him, right? Some of these people that I'll be showing you, I've never met, but I met Triple Crown a few times. I think we've played 4 or 5 games. And what a great guy. What a great guy. We're actually working through a rule set right now for another game. And it's a lot of fun. I'll just speak to you in the first person here. Triple Crown, you're amazing. The amount of stuff that you do in research and the excitement, the vibe you bring is unbelievable. And yeah, I really appreciate it. Really appreciate you. And here we go. This is BBR 4. This came out a little while ago, and he went and, without even asking, just got me a full color printed on good paper and put it into a plastic folder, bound it and everything, and bought me all of the cards and bought me the big ones. This is the big set of cards, and just gifted it to me. Just said, here you go. I want you to have this. And what a guy, right? What a guy. And also, this here is 2 sets of dice. I showed that on a previous video. But it's not just that he went and bought this. He actually did a lot of work here because he bought the cubes, and I think they came from England or someplace. Europe, UK, I don't know. And then he drilled them out, and he actually had to dye them first. So he dyed them using Sired Blood's method, I believe, where you boil up the dye and chuck the dice in, let them cook for a while. And you pull them out and you drill them, and you can see that they're all a little unique. Sorry for the shadows, folks. I got new lighting in here, and it's really bothersome. But yeah, look at that. They're all just a little unique, and they just look great. And so Triple Crown, amazing. But on top of that, folks, on top of the 80 dice that he sent me, he got these wooden boxes. These are handmade wooden boxes, folks, right? All sanded up nicely, and you got the red felt on the bottom. You got black felt where the dice go. Whoop. Right. Nice. This is tough to do. Anyway, just top shelf and totally unexpected. He just offered to do it and then went and did it. So Triple Crown, thank you very much. Yeah, looking forward to our next game and continued work with you as we go forward. On our rule set that we're working on. It's a secret though, so hush hush. Up here we've got a signature copy of Larry Harris's War Room, And as you know, this is an expensive game. And we also have the Jumbo Pack expansion, which came with a lot of extras, a lot of great neato extras in it. And I've had a few games of these with my buddies here at the local game shop. And everybody loves it. Everybody you play with just loves this game. Fairly quick playing. You're done in 6 to 8 hours, and some of you are going, that's not quick. But you know what? To get a bunch of guys together and you have a lot of laughs and maybe have a meal in between, it's a good day. Haven't had a bad one yet playing this game, and I've sure had my butt kicked a couple times at Japanese Fleet, I tell you. Every time. No matter what I build for America, I just lose that first battle. But the story behind this is very simply, young Grasshopper was gifted this by Larry Harris. But he had a copy, is my understanding. If I have the story wrong, let me know. But that's my understanding. This is from about 3 years ago now, and so young Grasshopper went to gift it to a great guy, and I hope I'm saying your name correctly, Jorn Orpdal, off in Norway. But Jorn already had a copy, so YG said, "All right, well, who should we give it to?" And Jorn mentioned Hilltop. And so YG contacted me and said, "Hey, do you have War Room? No, would you like War Room?" And of course, but that's generosity that I was not expecting. And boom, I ended up getting this shipped out from Toronto to me, and Moffett Field actually paid for the shipping to send it out to me. So these are 3 people I've never even met. Okay, Jorn, who actually I think won my very first giveaway, like 4 years ago or 5 years ago, and young Grasshopper, who actually inspired me to start a YouTube channel, and Moffett Field, whom I've never met, but very shortly actually I'm going to be ending up with one of his T-shirts actually given to me from G.I. Joe, whom I've never met. But it's not here yet, so it couldn't be part of the video. So I'll show it off next when I get it. But it's just amazing, and the shipping. I mean, if you know this game, you know it's heavy. That's a heavy game, and to ship it out from Toronto, if you know anything about Canada Post, good grief. So just generosity to beat the band from people I've never even met. So thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, thank you. Another person who's going to get a shout out today is someone you all know. It's General Hand Grenade up in Prince George. He's a PG here in BC. And I went up there last year. And long story short, he just handed me a whole bunch of units. Just said, "Here, just take these things." He says, I'm probably not going to be using them too much. And they got some custom paint on them. There's some neat little boats in there you can use in various games, especially 36. Got some big old planes going on here, and some extra units from America. And then you've got extra units that you can use for specialized units and armies. Just all these things that he probably could use, right? But it was all just in this pack, and he said, "Here, just take it. Just take it. Give me a box full of units." And some of them really detailed units, really intricate units. French Foreign Legion guys. Yeah, just crazy stuff. And to top it off, when I was up there, I was actually asking if I could purchase some of his units off of him before he handed me this. All these units. He said, "What do you need?" And I said, "Well, I just had a giveaway on my channel, and somebody and I offered, you can have any 20 units out of my collection, and they took 20 of my Italian units, and so my Italian box was pretty low, and so he just up and handed me his entire box of Global War 40. Just here, take it." He says, I'm not going to be using them probably. I'm probably not going to need them, so just take it. So all of a sudden I'm flush again, and then some with my Italians. So thank you, Jenna Hand Grenade. Just out of the blue, there you go. And also, as with Triple Crown, it's just the knowledgeable, the wisdom that you have when it comes to this 36 game. You know so much about it that you helped me win a couple of games of it where I probably wouldn't have. I probably would have got caught in a trap somewhere, and you steered me clear. So, and I know sometimes I didn't take your advice, probably drove you to drink, but it was a lot of fun, and things turned out well in the end. So, but thank you very much, General Hand Grenade. And also a shout out here. All this is here is some artillery, but I got about artillery and some fighters. I got, I guess, about 100 units or so, just out of the blue, just from Chaplin. Chaplin had a bunch of these as he was putting together his tournaments and making sure he has everything. He wasn't going to be using these, so he just put them out there on, I think it was on a WhatsApp chat. And I think it was WhatsApp, could have been a YouTube video. And so I just responded, yeah, sure, why not, you know. And he just sent me the whole kit and caboodle. So thank you, Chaplin. Just and that was good because these are just primed right now, but I was quite low on those as well, on the artillery. So those are gonna very much, and they already have come in handy. So thank you very much, Chaplin. Over to the artist formerly known as Panzer King. That would be Sky Marshal. And Sky Marshal has been generous to a fault, I tell you. And not just with his, with his expertise on things, but also, look at this. He sent me the entire Africa Corps set, expansion set for Global War 36. And everything is all ready to go. You know, all the planes here they're all, as you can see, they're all magnetized, and everything is just color coded just beautifully. Look at that, the desert tan camel. I'm not exactly sure what color that is, but it just fits the Africa Corps so well, and all the little detail. Again, sorry for the lighting, folks. It's not good lighting. I'm gonna go over here. All the little details, and I got everything I need for the Africa Corps, and then some, right? And everything has these decals. I just, for some reason, decals hate me. I can't do them. Not this well. And he just puts them on with ease. I don't know, maybe you don't do it with ease, Sky Marshal, but I'm going to assume you do. Because if I had to fight with this many units to put decals on, I would have given up a long time ago. So this was probably the single biggest thing that he sent me, but over the last couple of years, he has sent me all of these things as well, and this is, again, a very, very, very small sampling. These little Panzer IVs, we got seaplanes going on here, we got Messerschmitts, we've got the dive bombers, we've got the heavy bombers for the Americans, and he also sent me a bunch of, I think, 4 American and 4 Japanese carriers. And all these things are, just, they slap right on, right? Now, I know some of you may prefer my customizations. Look at that. Pretty sexy. But, let's face it, folks. This is just gorgeous. Mounted on a plate. Got the name of the carrier and everything. Outstanding. Same with the submarines, right? Little submarine, and he's put the U-103 on there, and he's got a bunch of the famous U-boats who caused a lot of grief in the Atlantic. So he does his research and then puts it into the art. So thank you, Sky Marshal. This stuff's amazing, and these are some capital things. This is the first thing he sent me, I believe, was a few of these. He sent me 8 or 10 of these capital markers. Just to denote those, and I thought, wow, those look really cool. I like the Ottawa one. Just, hey, I'm a homer, so the Ottawa one's nice. You got the Peace Tower, you got the library. It's the center block of our House of Commons in Ottawa. This is where most of the corruption happens. But thank you, Panzer King, and we're gonna. Oh, sorry, Sky Marshal. My mistake. But we're gonna carry on with the other things you do. So Sky Marshal not only does all of these amazing things with the miniatures and painting and decaling and whatnot, he really is second to none when it comes to putting a foot forward on doing tournaments. And you kind of run out of superlatives after a while when you look at this stuff. Now, I'm not putting these on here because they say first place and George Cross and all that kind of stuff. That's not the point. The point is that, when you put a lot of time into a game, so 3 months, almost 4 months for some of them, you don't want it to just disappear. You don't want it to just fade in your memory. You want to hold on to something. And so Sky Marshal makes sure that happens. And he does that by creating systems, by creating these objects that he then sends out to you. I just received this one in the mail a couple of days ago, and it blew me away because I had actually kind of forgotten about. I didn't know anything was going to happen, but because he hosted it, because he put it together, he makes sure everybody gets something to commemorate the event. And when we talk about commemorating an event, he's putting on the Summer Offensive again this year. I was so fortunate to go last year. But these are the things that I received at the event. This is the plaque for the most honorable commander. Got the George Cross. But I also got these bars, right? These are metal. Okay, it's not plastic. And these are the real deal. And there's the color coordination in there. And it's not meant to sit like that, so it's a little difficult. But you got all the little pins that he has designed and had created and brought in. Also, some more buttons for the allies, right? You got the Oakleys. You got I won my first one. Got a General Star, and got this. This is an American commemorative medal for World War II, fighting for freedom. And I got these stars, one for each collar, and I'm supposed to wear this stuff when I show up this summer. I don't know. I'm not much one for walking around with medals hanging off my chest, but I will do it to honor Sky Marshal because of the work that he's put into this. Like, this is incredible. And after this one, I'll hopefully be able to add some things. And that's the great thing, is even if you don't win, you still get something to take home and to add to your collection. And so I was just fortunate enough to have a great ally in Madman Dan. And he played the Commonwealth flawlessly and allowed me to kind of screw around with America. And we came out ahead. And that was amazing. With the Winter Solace last year, I was the common turn. Again, General Hand Grenade giving me a lot of advice. And Sky Marshal. And I had this, what did Jinx call it? Unholy Alliance between the common turn and the Axis, which isn't too, inaccurate. It is a little unholy when the commies and the fascists get together for extended lengths of time. And I was able to hold on to win. But if it weren't for Sky Marshal, I never would have won that. And then this year, of course, I was able to be fortunate enough to be with General Hand Grenade and Rank Carcass. General Hand Grenade playing Germany, Rank playing Japan. I got to play Italy. Didn't really do a lot and still was able to get a first place trophy. But the first place thing, that's not important, right? The important thing is that we have all of these commemorative plaques. These are the real deal, folks. These are plaques. These were just hanging on my wall a few minutes ago. And that's above and beyond. And that's for a YouTube war. That's not even for an in-person event. And so Sky Marshal is a guy you really want to get to know. He's going to show you how to do it right, how to make your event the best it can be with all these extras. And so I would encourage those who are putting on events to take a look at this stuff. Take a look at what he's done. I'm not saying you have to go and I'm not saying you have to do anything, actually, but, This is just incredible stuff. All these little pieces, all these little things he's had made. I don't even know how you get that stuff made. But he did the research, he went and looked, and he got it done. And constructed them all for us. And then everybody got a medal, and then depending on the place that you got, I was fortunate enough to get that, of course, as I said. Madman Dan. Love to be on your team again this year, buddy, but I don't think we will be, but that would be great. Well, that's about all there is for Sky Marshall. Of course, I could go on for hours about all the things that he has sent, and that would be a great video to do. But what you need to do is you need to get over to Sky Marshall's channel and sub. Okay? He definitely should be getting more love than the numbers he's got right now. I just don't think he's been promoted, and he's not one into self-promotion. This is how he does self-promotion. It's just by helping other people. So we, as the people who are receiving this, have to give him the shout-outs, have to make sure people get to see this stuff. So get over there, sub to his channel. Get over there, sub to YG. Get over there, sub to General Hand Grenade. Get over there, sub to the Chaplain. And do it. Just do it. Alright? If you haven't yet, get over there. Support. We love it as YouTube creators. We love to see that number go up. And if you're working hard and putting out good content, you should get rewarded with subs. Now this next gentleman I'm going to talk about, I've never met. He's a man who lives off in the UK. You know him as Hell on Wheels. Get over to his channel. He does hard work over there. Does a lot of gameplay videos. Plays with his buddies. Sometimes he plays against me. And we've never met. We've never met. But this book has a very special story behind it, and I'm going to tell you what that is. On our trip to Europe, our anniversary trip, I just told him, hey, we're coming over there. You got any ideas of places to visit while we're there if we can? We only had a couple of days in the London area, 3 days total, and we already had 1.5 of them kind of spoken for. But he said, oh, try this place, and he said, where are you staying? So I told him. And when we arrived, this was waiting for us at the hotel. So he had actually purchased this and shipped it to the hotel. Like, what an amazing surprise. And again, we've never met. We've only met electronically here. This is a story of Dieppe. And for those of you who know, if you look at my avatar, it's a picture of Captain Douglas Gordon Purdy, who was a relative of mine. Who died in Dieppe. And this book actually showed me images and told me a story that I had never, ever known. And I got more information about what happened to him from this book. So he's listed here. He's listed here, Captain D.G. Purdy. And his tank is called, where is it here? Bull. But D.G. Purdy, right there. And you see the star by his name. Okay. And down here, sorry for that, he's killed in action. Okay. And they were killed because the tank they were in, we all thought it had hit a mine or something. And this is here. This is where his tank. They all drowned in the tank, or 3 of them drowned in the tank. So I'm going to show you, I found out the truth about what happened there. And this is so important. This is so important. So this here is a picture, most of these pictures are from Germans. So they took this picture after the battle, and that's his tank as the tide is going out. And then the story is here, and essentially what happened was the person driving a naval raiding basically lowered the ramp of the landing ship about halfway just to try to give my great uncle a view of the beach. And you know, they're all buttoned up in the tank, and they're told, he figures it's time to go forward because they were told when the ramp goes down, you go. And so he goes, but everybody's yelling to stop, but he couldn't hear them because of, well, the war. and the tank, and they're all buttoned up, and so it smashed into the ramp and went into the ocean, and they drowned in about 10 feet of water. Yeah, he couldn't swim, and so he was killed in action that morning, mainly because of miscommunication between the naval rating who lowered the ramp because he wasn't supposed to. And I mean, how bad would you feel about that, right? So this was an amazing gift. So Hell on Wheels, thank you so much. And people, head over to his channel, because that's a good person. That's a good person. We need to support good people. We know there's enough jerks in the world. We need to make people stand out who do stand out things. So I'm just going to put that over there. And the last person I'm going to speak about today, you all know him, Doug from Historical Board Gaming, and you probably saw the unboxing video I did of this. This is in fact a recreation plus some changes to this Churchill. This is a Mark III tank, but my captain, Douglas Gordon Purdy, was actually in a Mark I flame tank. And so they added some pieces here. The person who made this, Doug, actually commissioned a guy to put this all together. And completely out of the blue, I received this. And if you haven't seen the unboxing video, there's some special moments in that. Just sent me this right out of the blue. It's got the commemorative coin for the Battle of Dieppe as well. And of course, even has a little figure that, you know what, looks like him. And I look at this, and you know what, this is unbelievable, unbelievable. And so I highly recommend that if you are searching for places to do business, Historical Board Gaming. It's unbelievable. Doug, thank you so much for this. I know I've thanked you for this before, but thank you again. And the map that all of this is taking place on was actually gifted to me by Doug. About 3 years ago, we were kind of struggling with our son in university and a bunch of unexpected costs coming up, and he's living 3 provinces away, kind of like the difference between San Francisco and Chicago, or about that. And so I had to sell a bunch of games off, and I actually had to sell off my 1936 with the expansions and all the rules and all that. I had laminated everything, and I had to send it off. And then Doug sent me the map for free, and also since I auctioned off the map, the whole game, he actually matched what that final bid was, and so I ended up getting double, and that really got us through a real tricky time right then. So Doug, thank you very much for the kindness and generosity. Folks, I tell you again, let's encourage people like this. Go do business there. Go do business, and encourage those who encourage others, and we'll just make a better community altogether. And so as we look at all the things on this map, and I've kind of pushed things out of the side, so they're a little messy right now, but just going back to look at all these things, and there's more. There's more. I know there's more, and I know right now somebody is typing, "Hey, didn't I send you a?" In which case, I apologize. But these are the tangible things that people have sent me that have not been solicited in any way. Just, this is all out of the blue. Just, here you go. And so thank you. And to everybody who's watching this video, hey, look at what you can do to help out around the community. Just spread your knowledge, spread your expertise, spread your passion for the games, just spread your energy, all that stuff that people sometimes need. Sometimes we just need a little kick in the butt to make us, carry on. And why don't you be that kick in the butt for somebody today? Thank you so much for watching, folks. I really, really hope that you are having a good 2022. We're already a quarter of the way through, and we'll be a third of the way through very shortly. But as we always say here at the Hilltop Pillbox, hug your loved ones. Right? And I really mean that. Hug your loved ones. Tell your friends that you're happy they play with you and that they share these great experiences with you. And as always, folks, may those dice be with you.